Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the Overflow. My name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Alex Baldwin, and once again, I'm about to cough. There.
You seem to have inherited what our boy Zach has inherited with the, yeah.
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah, he coughs all the time too, unfortunately. But, before we get started, how stupid is it for a furry to act like a Puritan?
Very. Why are furries acting like neo-Puritans now?
I don't know. But I'm going to DM you a tweet real quick.
Is this the one that I'm thinking of? The cut-off hands one?
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Agreed. Because it's like that's sort of a style is not. It kind of reminded me of Skullgirls. And I love Skullgirls. So if you're gonna like get pissy and Puritan about that art style, you can fuck off right to hell. So yeah. But I found that to be like the weirdest part of my day when I'm trying to make sure that like my heart doesn't explode. So yeah. Chimanelli. I'll never understand that. Like, I'm about as religious as you get. And like I still don't see the point of being a total Puritan about anything. It's like you're not obliged to interact with it. If you don't want to see it ever again, especially on social media, you have ways of never seeing it again.
Mm-hmm.
What is the point of talking about it if not to just virtue signal? Because I personally can't think of one. I can't.
It's that, and almost like a holier than thou expression. Like this, it's the same functional thing as where are her organs? That nonsense. That there's only one right way to draw female characters, and apparently that's CalArts Style. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, like that's just it's stupid, it's preposterous. People are just being ridiculous. Ugh. Make like a tree and fuck off. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and get to the questions. After we've reminded the world that we're not big on the whole Holocaust thing, but for furries, we might make an exception.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm kidding. I wouldn't wish that on. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But
wow. Okay. Well, starting this podcast off kind of. Well, let's just say we're demonetized now for sure.
But we were never monetized in the first place.
Well, they just will keep digging that grave deeper.
Exactly.
Fuck it.
Exactly. All right. So, how should we start today? Politics or entertainment?
Let's go entertainment. I want to keep this good mood going.
All right. Tom the Fish wants to know, what is the moral event horizon you have for a particular artist's actions for you to not consume their work?
That's an interesting question.
If they were to sexualize children, I definitely would not buy anything that they do. Other than that, if they personally treat me like shit for having an opinion, I won't buy their stuff either. Because like violence or nudity doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
You know, it's not real. You know, I have a very strong ability to suspend my disbelief.
I would have to say mine would be confirmed harming someone else, like actively harming someone else, choosing to, not like an accident. I'm not talking like, they got into a car wreck and it killed somebody else. Not like that.
You're talking more like the Border Town writer who actually was legitimately beating his girlfriend.
Yes. Yeah. Stuff like that. Actively choosing to harm someone, and it's been proven. I'm not talking just straight allegations, or else Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
There's too many to count. Or sort of like what you said, if there's active disrespect towards their audience or a segment of their audience. To this day, I will not listen to anything from the Welcome to Night Vale people because they told the guy on Twitter behind it, I think ironically he is a Baldwin. I forget what his fucking name is. Cecil, I believe, told a Twitter user that they should not listen to the show if they honestly believe SJWs was a term that should be used unironically, or something along those lines. Like, don't listen to the show if you say this. And I'm like, well, you can fuck yourself at that point. Like, that's... No. Shit like that is not okay. It's not fucking difficult to say, yeah, I don't like racists and whatnot, but when it comes to things that are still pretty much like internet talk, come the fuck on.
Yeah.
That's blatant disrespect. So, no. Cecil Baldwin is the dude's name.
All right. Cooper's Revenge Home asks, what are your favorite Batman stories, villains? I think he means stories and villains. So, my favorite Batman villains, Bane is probably my favorite. After that, oh god, the Riddler would definitely be up there. Oddly enough, I think that my favorite Riddler is Tom King's Riddler. I always thought his was really good. Jeff Loeb does a good Riddler too, though.
Wasn't he the one that made the Riddler kind of like a OCD?
Loeb or King?
Loeb.
Yeah, Loeb did.
Okay.
Hush is still one of my favorite stories. So that's another that answers that. Hush, the Long Halloween.
Actually made Calendar Man relevant.
Yeah. And then I would probably have to say Death in the Family. That's a Jim Starlin work. So.
Kite Man?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Death in the Family is a classic, all-time classic. Long Halloween. Year One is great.
Yeah, Year One's really good. Of course, The Dark Knight Returns.
Yes. Where Superman is the villain. Well, arguably, but...
Yeah.
Damn, there's one more that... It's escaping me right now.
All-Star Batman and Robin is great for laughs. Batman cooking Green Arrow. Frank Miller's awesome, even when he's not. Oh, jeez. I don't know if you remember this, but that issue of All-Star Batman and Robin where Batman bones Black Canary was the same month that they did the marriage special between Black Canary and Green Arrow.
No, I didn't know that.
It's hilarious. Oh, he's a madman. I love it. Uh,
A maniac.
that's the fun part.
Anyway, and now I've lost my train of thought. So
Other stories from Batman that we really like. Nightfall's really
yeah,
good.
and Nightfall is pretty good, but I never liked Azrael.
Well, you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Like, even Chuck said that. You're not supposed to like him.
Fuck. Ra's al Ghul story.
Which one?
Recent ones. Just name them off.
Recent ones.
Recent as in like last 10 years.
Oh God.
Fuck.
Well, he was involved in the Red Hood's reemergence. But I don't think that's what you mean. Under the Red Hood is another really good one, though. I think the animated movie's better than the comic, but it's still good.
There we go. Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Oh, that was over 10 years ago. Wow, damn.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while.
Just barely. Yes, Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. Great fucking story.
And then, of course, in other mediums, you know, the Nolan trilogy is incredible.
Oh, yes.
And then, of course, the Arkham games. Well, Origins is good, but Asylum, City, and Night are fucking incredible. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully that answers the question. I really wish people were more into my gaming streams, because I would love to go back through the Arkham games again. I really enjoyed just kind of talking about the narrative direction of those games. I might do videos on those. You know, because people are apparently wanting to pay me to do things I love stuff. So I'm like, you know, that one might not be a bad idea. And I'm going to start bringing in some of my friends on those to kind of get them some YouTube exposure. I think Cal Jameson would be a good one to do one of the Arkham games with, because Cal loves those games. I didn't know this until he told me. Cal apparently is a big-time gamer, so he just encouraged me on Twitter last night. He's like, yes, you need to play through Bloodborne. So...
Yep, my girlfriend just gifted me a copy. Well, secondhand gifted me a copy. Apparently she had Bloodborne like somewhere in her closet. Forgot how it got there and was like, "Hey, do you want this?" Okay, sure.
It's really good from what I've played. But you already know that I'm really into the Souls games.
Yes.
So
yes.
Kale Bach wants to know, can we get more D&D shenanigans stories?
Not from me.
I
Might have to save some for the Misadventures of Blargh.
Yeah, because that's being written with the guy who DM'd all of them. Like, that's not me writing alone. That's my friend Devin and I co-writing it together. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to hold off on that. So I can't really have any. I don't have any others I can share. I don't know if I told this one though. I think I've told this one. I told this one to Aiden's significant other when we were at ICMI. There was a point where, this is back when I was hitched, so this is over 10 years ago, where we were playing. We had a D&D group that would actually meet in my apartment at the time, and my then wife always had like the worst rolls ever, and she was a ranger that focused on her bow, and she would never hit anything. So we always made the joke that she was cross-eyed, because she would like roll a 10. And like the arrow would just go way in the wrong direction, you know. But but I always got really good rolls. Something about whenever I play Blargh, I always get good rolls with him. That's why I use him so much. And what I ended up doing was, just for fun and just for shits and giggles, I impaled a gnoll on it was a goblin on on one of their own spears and was literally dancing around with it, like celebrating my victory, because I had killed there was 10 of them and I killed 8. So yeah, like the rest of the party is hurt. So imagine a party with a cleric, a fighter, or a dwarven fighter, a human cleric who worships Bahamut, and an elven ranger just kind of laying on the ground tending to their wounds, while there's this giant half-orc barbarian dancing around with a freaking goblin impaled on a spear. So that's part 1. It gets better because in a spot check, the fighter sees the cave that the goblins are coming out of. So, and there are 2 of them at the post. So I say, just for shits and giggles again, I'm like, I'm gonna throw my goblin spear at one of them. And he goes, all right, roll a d20. God, natural 20. He goes, no. I'm like, yes. He's like, I'm not even gonna have you roll damage. You're gonna kill it. And he's like, you take the goblin, still impaled on the spear, and you throw it across a ravine and impale one of the other 2 goblins in the face, embedding him into the cliffside. And he's like, the other goblin defecates himself and then runs inside. And I'm like, yup. That's going to be a thing. So.
There you go.
Yeah. I've had some, like, the Misadventures of Blargh, whenever I do it, will be a fun book. It'll be more of a comedy. I think that'll be one that kind of shows my depth, because, like, everything else that I'm doing is, like, dark and serious, and that one will be just goofy as hell.
Blargh is going to be so fucking...
John Whitesell wants to know, is it just me or does the podcast cut out mid-episode when you discuss certain sensitive topics like China or the trans kid case?
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but I would lean on the side of coincidence.
That's what I would lean to. I wouldn't quite go to conspiracy until we just have videos straight up pulled, or the channel gets strikes. That's when I would say, okay, there's something more to this.
Yeah, I'd agree. These next ones might be pretty quick. Crystal Wing 2149 says, for my D&D Dead Space campaign, what setting do you think is better? A magic ship between the material plane and the far realm, or a magic research facility in the ocean in a storm? The latter. Of the two.
The latter, absolutely. Atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Nick White wants to know, how would you write a crossover between Halo and Gears? Master Chief would make the whole, like, every single Gears soldier look irrelevant.
Yeah, I would not do a crossover.
No, that's a really bad idea. Because you have to keep something in mind. The Chief survived re-entry. I don't know if there's really that much in Gears that, aside from the Hammer of Dawn, that could get through his shield, let alone his armor. Like, it's kind of cool that you can play as Emil and who was the bitchy chick from Reach that got sniped in the face?
Oh, Cat.
Cat. You can play as them in Gears 5 for Horde and Escape modes, and they're actually pretty good. But they would be overkill in that universe. Really, really overkill. You know, like it would be not difficult for them for Chief to kill a lot of the enemies that are in Gears without much of a problem. Like he could probably take a Brumac on by his lonesome, because his vertical leap is like what, 15 feet. Like he's Captain America.
Something like that.
Like you would have to bring in Captain America to have an even fight with the Chief. Like that's about how, like, he is literally a superhero with a gun. He's pretty OP, to be honest with you. And he could flip a tank over. Like, he's ridiculous. The only thing is that his shield can be knocked down by small arms fire, which is really inconsistent. but his armor is tough as all get out, you know. So I wouldn't do it. I don't think that's a very good crossover.
Yeah.
Daniel Parker asks, do you think there could be a Mass Effect / Dragon Age crossover? Not really. There are two different scenarios and two very different universes. One is hard sci-fi, the other, you know. Mass Effect is a mix of the Terminator and Firefly, and a bit of Star Trek thrown in there. And,
Yeah.
you know, Dragon Age was
What's
birthed out of the fact that EA couldn't get the license for Baldur's Gate. So, yeah. That it really wouldn't work. Yeah, that's not a crossover I would like to see either. Be very
Bunch of crossover questions today.
Yeah. All right, Brian Gilmartin asks, favorite movies to watch on Halloween? I really like watching John Carpenter horror movies on Halloween.
The Thing.
The Thing, Prince of Darkness. I've never watched In the Mouth of Madness before. I'm gonna actually be watching it this year.
I
know
need
the
to
Sutter
see that
Kane
too.
meme, so that's not new. But
Actually.
and then of course Halloween.
Growing up, we always watched Halloween 4 and 5 on Halloween. I don't know why. Occasionally 2 would pop up. Never the original. Again, don't know why. But now, Interview with the Vampire is what I watch on Halloween. The Thing is another one I like to watch. And this year, I think I'm going to watch Reanimator too.
Reanimator's a good one. Let's see here. Have we thought about talking about folklore on this channel? Not really.
No, it's... I don't know what to say about folklore. That's the thing.
Yeah. I don't really have a thought on it.
Yeah.
And then best paragon in comics. I like my immediate thought goes straight to Captain America.
Yeah. Before Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yeah. And Nick Spencer.
Either him or Peter Parker.
Yeah, those would probably be the two best picks. And then you got to throw Superman in there too.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking golden boy. Also triggered my laptop.
There you go. All right, on to depression. I mean politics.
Oh. Well, it's only 4 questions this time, so.
Yeah. Here we go, right out of the gate. Tom the Fish, what's with all the anti-Israeli conspiracy theories on the right, ranging from ISIS is funded by them to they blew up the USS Liberty? I have a button for you. That's it. It's anti-Semitism. They hate the Jews.
Yeah.
That's really just it. Like the idea that ISIS is funded by the people that ISIS probably wants to kill more than anyone else. Go fuck yourself. You know, like the USS Liberty was an accident, and we've had friendly fire issues with our allies all over the world. It happens. They apologized for it. They made amends for it, both financially and with any other ways that they could do so. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, how many times, like, You can go onto Wikipedia and just look up a article. I found it within 10 seconds. List of friendly fire incidents. And they have them starting from the War of the Roses all the way up to the Iraq War. It happens constantly. Hell, we do it to ourselves. Like, looking through this, like, it constantly happens. I mean, and people use the U.S.'s liberty as an argument for us not trusting the Israelis, and that the Israelis should be destroyed. Well, here's the thing. There was a point within there was friendly fire between us and the Kurds during the war in Iraq. Us hitting the Kurds. Does the United States not get a chance to exist now? Of course, there's no logical consistency because oftentimes this nonsense comes from white supremacists. Which, fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
All right. Leonardo Juan said... Well, actually, did you have anything to add to that one?
Nothing really.
Yeah, I kind of got pissed a little bit there. All right, Leonardo Juan says, do you believe that George Soros is the type of evil that Alex Jones says he is, or a different type of evil? Different type? Alex Jones thinks he's Satan. I think that he's just a bad political operator.
Yeah. Alex Jones embellishes a lot, obviously. Hillary Clinton is not literally a demon.
Yeah.
George Soros is not literally Satan. Like, it's clearly a bad dude, but not like the epitome of evil.
All right. Next question. Kale Bog wants to know, why do people seem to think that communism is Judaism when Jews suffered just as much under communism as equally as everyone else did? Again,
we've answered this one
I have a button
times.
to press. Jew! It's the same nonsense. Some people who were ethnically Jewish supported the communists early on. The Jews, for a long time, did have a commune system, but it predates Marx. And they threw it out because it doesn't work. Again, white nationalists are liars. And they lie about these things all the time. Do not listen to them.
This question's been answered before. But once again, it's because of the Frankfurt School. A lot of it has to do with Frankfurt School. That's not communism, or at least not the heart of communism. Keep in mind, Karl Marx also wrote on the Jewish question. No, it's nonsense. And frankly, it also stems from beyond the fucking Frankfurt School. It stems from Mein Kampf, where Hitler outright calls communism Jewish thought. So, no, it's bullshit. Communism is not Judaism.
And then final question. Tyler Jorgensen wants to know thoughts on the CASE Act.
from what I understand of it, it's not fixing the DMCA.
No.
So,
Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest with you.
I don't like it. It seems like an easier way to hit people for copyright infringement, which is what basically the DMCA enabled, and that is now its largest problem. So, no. Mm-mm. I don't care if it goes to like a small claims court sort of situation. People can throw the Case Act around like a fucking slap suit at that point. That would be 10 times worse than the DMCA. No. Mm-mm. Ain't having that.
Well, folks, there we go. Why do I get this feeling that we're going to have to call this one Jew?
Can you put scream sound effects in titles of videos, or
Not quite.
is that not possible yet?
Nah, not really.
Okay, well. Something for the future, I guess.
Agreed. Alrighty, folks, we are going to go ahead and take off. I need to get some food in me and try to take something to get my blood pressure and my heart to relax. So, fun times all around. But, sadly, we will not be doing the podcast this weekend. Meaning also there will not be an Overflow.
I'm going to Boston.
Yep. Meaning also that there will not be a podcast, or not be an Overflow next week. So, Hatman's going on a trip to Boston. I'm just going to take the weekend to relax, get my apartment clean, and kind of get my my affairs in order for just stuff in general, because I've been working for a long time, and I need kind of just some time to myself. So yeah, fun times all around. So yeah, any final words, Hatman?
If this gets dropped before Halloween, then happy Halloween. And if this gets dropped after Halloween, remember the 5th of November.
There you go. Well, folks, with all that said, my name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Alex Baldwin, and I am hungry.
Me too. We'll see you guys next time. Deus Volt.
Deus Volt.